Hi everyone! Welcome to Tidy TV, where I bring the classroom to you. I'm Hannah John, and today I'm going to share a few ideas to help you better prepare for a new semester in grad school. Stay tuned! So I wanted to think from the perspective of a student as I came up with this list of things to help you as you prepare for a new semester at grad school. So the first thing that I would suggest is read and study the student manual. The student manual is there so that it provides all of the requirements and guidelines for you to be able to finish the program on time and successfully. You should definitely be keeping track of things like what are the required courses that you need to finish this program, what are the core requirements as well as functional requirements. Do you have any internship requirements or even thesis credit requirements for the program? You should make sure that you keep a really good inventory about what you have to do in order to complete the program. Now the student manual should be able to be located on your school website or your program website, or if it's not there, you should definitely be able to ask the administrative office and they should be able to help you with the details. Now here, I do want to mention that you do have an academic advisor, an academic chair, as well as other faculty and professors and the administrative office that is there to help you throughout the course of your program. At the same time, the primary responsibility for completing the program successfully is yours as the graduate student. So please make sure that you have all of these well studied and that you're prepared to go to the second part. Now the second thing that I would recommend is to write down key goals and make a clear schedule. So based on the requirements that you have in your student manual and also the bigger picture of how you would like this degree to work for you after graduation, you should be able to write down key goals that you would like to complete this semester as well as over the course of your degree program, and also come up with a way to track your progress. So at a minimum, this would be things like coming up with a list of courses that you would like to take for that semester and also for the upcoming semesters that you have, as well as any other graduation requirements that you know you'll have to fulfill. But in addition to the course requirements, which I feel are the kind of like the bare minimum, you should also think about what types of skill sets you would like to enhance during the entirety of your graduate program. So some priorities or ideas that you could think of at this point could be things like language proficiency, any other technical certifications, whether that's in a specific field or maybe even in terms of software like computer programs. You might also have an idea about what types of internship opportunities you'd like to pursue, any research opportunities or potential publications down the road, as well as participation in any academic conferences. Now, once you have an idea about the types of things you would like to achieve during your graduate program, what I like to do is I actually have a couple of different tools that I use to map out my progress. Now, the first thing that you could do is to create a much more macro or bigger picture idea about what you would like to achieve during the graduate school program. I would also pay a lot of attention to how you're going to utilize your holidays or your big breaks, whether it's winter and summer. Now, if you think of that bigger picture kind of as a map, you still need concrete steps to help you get there. So this is where I would actually encourage you to also have a weekly schedule that will help you monitor at a much smaller scale the amount of progress that you're making with each week. I would also take note of your professor's office hours during these times, especially since one of your goals might be to make sure that you have very productive and fruitful relationships with your faculty. Now the third thing I would do if I was a grad student is to make sure that I have a very productive workspace. Part of this is because we have a lot more virtual classes given the COVID-19 pandemic and the ramifications of that. And so because we have more virtual classes, we need to make sure that we have the proper hardware to make sure that we can complete our classes productively. Now I'm not a real tech savvy nerd type. But even so, I know that at a very bare minimum, I need a very solid computer, whether that's a PC or a notebook. So find something that works well for you and make sure that it has also the necessary software installed. I would also make sure that you have really good earphones just so that you're able to hear what's going on in the virtual classroom, but also if you're called upon to present or to participate in student discussions, that it has a fairly good mic so that you can be heard. Now another thing that I would also consider is maybe investing in a really comfortable chair. This should be solid enough to make sure it can support you during your hours and hours of productive not only schoolwork but also research that you'll be involved in, but also comfortable enough so that you can stand the time that you're sitting in the chair. Even if you're in a very small room, I think it's great if you can set up a little corner for yourself in terms of your productivity. So maybe your own productivity space or productivity corner. This is an environment where you can be very efficient and that you can focus all of your energies onto being productive. Now the fourth piece of advice that I would have for you as you're preparing for a new semester is reach out to your academic advisor. Now to new students or incoming students, you might not find out who your academic advisor is until maybe the first few weeks of class. Tear. So you'll be alone maybe just for the first few weeks, so you'll feel maybe a little in need of comfort and support. But if you're a second semester student or those more into their program, then this is definitely an ideal time to be reaching out to your advisor. Depending on your view of what an academic advisor is, the best case scenario, they're there to help guide you throughout the entirety of your graduate school program, but also to serve as, supporters and mentors for you as you enter the workforce. So your advisor should be serving as a sort of guide, so please take the opportunity to reach out, especially if maybe they haven't taken the initiative to do so. This is actually also a really good time to reach out to those professors you had classes with the previous semester. So again, we're not abandoning our bridges and we're building relationships going forward, wishing a happy New Year's, or talking about how excited you are for the next semester. Even if you don't receive a response, it would be a great thing to do during this time. The last piece of advice that I would have for you as you're preparing for a new semester is to make friends. I know that you're very popular and important people, and so you already probably have a great group of friends already, but especially to those who are new and incoming students, or maybe those, because of the online or virtual format of classes, haven't really had the opportunity to interact with a lot of students, this might be a great time to reach out and to make those connections. I like to think of other students as fellow colleagues as well as lifelong friends, so hopefully you'll be able to start to build meaningful relationships from now. This would be a great chance to first get in touch with the student council, for example, and the student council should be there to listen to the students, to understand your needs, and to relay those needs to the faculty as well as the administration. You can also check out other activities or clubs or even research opportunities that might be available on campus. So at least in our program, we have a lot of research centers that are within our program. It might be a useful idea to reach out to those professors as well as other students who might be involved in those areas. Also, most programs, activities, or even centers might have their own SNS account, and so you might try to reach out either on Instagram or Facebook or other avenues as well. Now, if push comes to shove and you really find yourself without any friends, reach out to your professors. Remember number 4. Your academic advisor. Yes, we are here for you. So I hope you're feeling at least a little bit more prepared for the next semester and hopefully more excited for what will be in store. If you have any specific questions about how you can better prepare for the new semester, please feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll be getting back to you as soon as possible. Yes. So until next time here on Tadi TV, bye!